You're listening to the Outer Banks This Week podcast, a place for people to hear what's going on up and down the beach and to get the truth about what really goes on around the Outer Banks. So, are you ready? Here we go.
All right, thank you, Wes. Outer Banks This Week podcast, episode 108, and it's all brought to you by Kelly's Automotive in Manio. He's got a full lot of vehicles out there ready for you to come and test drive, ready for you to drive away with something. Go see Kelly. If you're in the market for a vehicle, Kelly would love to wrap one of his vehicles around you. And if you're also in the market for someplace to store some things or to create your own man cave or a she shed or whatever the ladies call those things, they've got those on the lot as well. Check him out online at kellysobxauto.com. Gosh, you know, Kelly's been making some videos here lately, and let me tell you something. It's a good-looking guy right there. I say that from a completely heterosexual point of view, but he's a great-looking dude. It's a good-looking guy. He, Dakota, the whole crowd over there at Kelly's Automotive in Manio. Wonderful, wonderful folks. Also, hey, we got to power this podcast, and it's all powered by Outer Banks Pest Control. Yeah, so Outer Banks Pest Control, they will gladly service your condo, your apartment, your house, whatever, your business for any sort of varmint infestations or just preventative treatments that you may need. I recently, within the last 5 minutes, had a wasp flying around my studio. And of course, he stayed away for a little while and he stayed by the windows, and I named him Larry. I was like, Larry, I was like, you're good if you stay over there. Well, Larry decided he wanted to venture over closer to me and investigate me for a little while. Well, he met the back end of a legal pad and is now resting peacefully on my sign for OuterBanksThisWeek.com. My blanket. It's not a blanket. It's a beach towel, actually. It's a big beach towel that hangs in my studio. He's resting in the corner of it. I may have to take a picture of Larry and put him online, but I can tell you that if there's more where Larry came from, Larry the Wasp, I will likely be in touch with Jesse over at Outer Banks Pest Control to send someone here to take care of the wasp infestation, because I don't need a whole lot of Larrys running around here, or flying around here, rather. It's not something I'm really excited about happening here in the studio. So, hey, OuterBanks-PestControl.com is where you can find them online, and they would love to work with you. They would love to help you with any sort of preventative maintenance, any sort of treatments, anything like that. They'd love to help you. OuterBanks-PestControl.com. All right, yeah, this is episode 108. We are into the spring season here on the Outer Banks, and I'll tell you, it seemed like as soon as spring sprung, as did the pollen, okay? Had a great weekend. The pollen was starting to kind of fly about. March Madness is here, NCAA March Madness for both men and women's basketball, so there's lots of things to watch on TV. But I was more excited about the fact that I got some new lawnmower blades for my lawnmower. I mean, great brand new lawnmower blades. My other ones were chewed all to pieces. So I got some new ones, and I was like, you know what? Do I really need to mow my yard yet? No, but there's a couple little high spots. I was like, yeah, that could wait a little bit longer, but I just was too excited and decided I was going to run the lawnmower over it, and it stirred up all the ground pollen of whatever's pollinating right now. And let me tell you something, my wife was not too thrilled because she came outside and she was like, oh my gosh, I need allergy medicine. And she runs in the house, and then she blamed me for all of her sneezing and everything like that. So it seems like things are pollinating. This is about the time of the year when all this stuff starts, though. My mom has some trees in her yard right now. I can't remember exactly what they are. There's some sort of crazy leafy, flowery tree. I don't know. I need to call Captain Marty to ask him what they are, but they've started blooming already. Now, my dogwoods in my yard have not even began to start. If they are, I haven't paid that close attention to them. But again, it's spring on the Outer Banks. The temperatures, they're kind of on a roller coaster. I mean, the month of March that's just how it is. In the month of March on the Outer Banks, it's like Mother Nature's trying to figure out the transitional stages from winter to spring. Okay, and that's where the weather can get weird. They say in like a lion, out like a lamb. it's looking like we're going to go out of March like a lamb. The weather this week is looking gorgeous. And I mean, into the next week, it's not looking bad at all. I mean, temperatures kind of hovering in the 50s to the 60s. And I'll take it. I'm done with the cold. If I have to see the 40s or the 30s again this year, except for when it gets, December-ish time frame between now and then, dude, like, I'm good. Like, I don't want to see those temperatures. I'm done with them. I'm ready for some warmth. It's time to kick off 2025 and just have a big party. All right. And I'm just saying, I'm ready to party. I'm done with the winter time. So things looking good. Tell you what, great weekend this past weekend with the Ray Scott dedication over at First Flight High School. I went to that because Ray Scott, he was the athletic director and the baseball coach there for many years, I think since the high school opened. And I think he retired within the last few years. And they did a little dedication ceremony. They named the baseball field for him, which was really cool. So I was happy to be a part of that. I did play for Coach Scott, not at First Flight, but on a travel team when I was like 16, and we went to Greensboro or Goldsboro, one of those boroughs. And we did some work on some other teams and had a great time. So he's a great coach. So happy to do that. Took my buddy Mike Weaver from Carolina Barbecue Company. We went to Lone Cedar for dinner this past weekend. It was his birthday. So happy birthday, Mike. Lone Cedar's back open for the season. Food there, of course, always tremendous. Always great times to be had at Bass Nights Lone Cedar on the Manio Nags Head Causeway. So if you get a chance to go in there and grab a bite, you'll be glad you did. It's fantastic place. And then, like I said, I mean, just watching basketball this weekend and hanging out and just chilling, it was very nice. Again, I'm just tickled to death with the direction the podcast is going. So we're going to have ourselves a great time. I want to thank Andrea for being on the podcast last week from Taste of the Beach. Again, obxtasteofthebeach.com. That's coming up. What is it? April 4th through the 6th, I believe, that weekend. All the different local restaurants that are participating give you an opportunity to taste their food, showcase their menu items and things of that nature. So obxtasteofthebeach.com is where you can get tickets. And of course, if you get a chance to swing by the Jolly Roger and grab yourself something to eat and hang out at the Jolly for a little while, they would love to have you. Matty P would love to see you for music bingo. He's Matty P is somebody else. Now, speaking of Matty P, I got to get with him here in the near future because if you remember, he's my OBX After Dark guy. And I got to get him situated and ready for this season because I want OBX After Dark to blast off into the stratosphere. I'm looking for a sponsor for him this year, too. So hopefully I can find one. But yeah, that's my boy, Matty P. Of course, you heard Andrea from OBX Taste of the Beach and Jolly Rogers refer to him as Big Precious. So, oh, gosh, I might change his name. OBX After Dark with your boy, Big Precious. I don't know. We'll talk about that. We'll see about the name change. Let me know what you think. Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com if you think we should change OBX After Dark with your boy, Matty P, to OBX After Dark with your boy, Big Precious. I don't know. I kind of like that. I'm kind of digging it. We might make that change. But y'all let me know. Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com if we should make that change. So I appreciate her being on this week. We're going to talk with some new business owners here on the Outer Banks. They are located in Nags Head on Gallery Row. Mr. Jason Baylitz and I think I said his last name right, Baylitz. Man, I'm going to mess this all up. But Mr. Jason and his wife, they have a new store. It's kind of catty-cornered across from Jewelry by Gale, and it's called Sports Zone Hobbies. They've got some different things in there, and they got another little store that's within the store that his wife runs. That I'm going to go over there and set up shop and talk to them. I'm at the studio right now, but I'm going to go over to their actual place of business, and we're going to talk about where they are, how you can find them, the different things that they have inside the store, and just give them an opportunity to introduce themselves to the community, to the Outer Banks community. So I'm going to go over and see them here in just a few moments and get that all set up and ready to go. Yeah, so that's the podcast this week is going to be at Sports Zone Hobbies right there on Gallery Row. Definitely going to be a cool spot. I'm excited for it. And I'll explain that. I'll explain more about my excitement for it when the time comes when I get over there. I was thinking about some news. There's nothing really jumping off the page at me news-wise. I can tell you, though, that if you are looking for local news, as I say every week, you're going to want to go to samwalkerobxnews.com. Sam Walker is the answer for all of your news questions here on the Outer Banks. He's the Grand Slam. Woo! who? Sam Walker. SamWalkerOBXNews.com. I saw Sam the other day. First time I'd seen him in, I don't know, it's been a few months at least. And I was like, I love you, Sam Walker. And I like pointed at him and he came over and gave me some dabs and we talked for just a quick second. He was in the middle of writing an article at a press conference that he and I were both in attendance for. So he, it's just good to see him, man. Sam, first class guy. SamWalkerOBXNews.com. I'm telling you, you won't regret becoming one of his founders, becoming a member of his news, signing up for it, subscribing to it. I mean, he charges a little bit of a fee, but I'm telling you, it's worth it for the energy and the time that he puts into his news. That's the guy you want to go to. SamWalkerOBXNews.com. No bias, just straight up the facts. It's what he does. He doesn't put any sort of weird twist on things like some people like to do. And anyway, SamWalkerOBXNews.com. All right. Oh gosh, I almost forgot about the captain. Captain Marty. Yeah, hey, look, it's Captain Marty season for me. That's why a lot of times you'll see me, if you know me and you see me out and about and I'm running around, they're like, hey, Justin, how you doing? And I'm like, man, I'm busy. It's because it's Captain Marty season for me. The captain keeps me going. Okay, the captain he's a very demanding captain. Now, that's not true at all. Captain Marty is a dear friend, and I appreciate the heck out of him. And I'll be honest, he's helped me out a ton. He says, he's like, Justin, you helped me out so much. Well, Captain Marty, you've helped me out as well. So again, if you're interested in being a part of the captain, let me know. Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. We got his fishing reports, his stories. We've started his Other Side of Fishing segment again. That's going to come out once a month for the time being. I'm hoping to increase the frequency of that. And of course, we're getting his fishing guide squared away for this year. So the captain, he's ready to steer your ship in the direction of the fish and all the good fish. All right, that didn't come out quite how I wanted it to. I don't know. I might get some redemption on that one. But anyway, the captain is ready. The captain is here. The captain is now. Yeah, that didn't come out right either. Anyway, all right, moving on. Take a quick break. We're going to jump into some shout outs. I really only have one shout out I want to give this week, and it's because my wife experienced something the other day and she said people need to know about this. So I'm going to shout out to a specific local business here in just a few moments. But hey, look, my brother-in-law, Mike, would love to have you come to work with him over at Master Heating and Cooling in Kitty Hawk. Mike, tell them all about it.
Master Heating and Cooling, your Lennox dealer of the Outer Banks, is now hiring. Qualified service technicians and experienced installers are needed. We are an OBX family-owned and operated full-service HVAC company with 35 years experience supporting our community with their heating and cooling needs. Join our team of professionals and earn competitive pay, benefits package, and performance-based bonuses. Call today, 252-255-0095, or please visit us online at masterhvac.net/contact us.
That's right, masterhvac.net, where you can get more information on how you can go to work at Master Heating and Cooling. All right, we're going to jump into some shout outs. And again, if you, let me see if I can find my pad here. There it is. It's the legal pad that I killed the wasp with. There it goes. Larry, I'll see you up there. Larry's still hanging in there, but shout out to Larry for his, I don't know, willingness to die. I don't know what you want to call that. Hey, all right. I'm getting way off in left field. You want to be a part of the podcast, you want to shout out Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com, and I'd love to give you one. All right, my shout out this week, the one that I have, and I know I have one more somewhere else. I was thinking about it yesterday, and I just kind of lost my train of thought with it all. But my wife and some of her friends went to have brunch at Ortega's in downtown Manio, Ortega's Southwest Grill in downtown Manio. Marcella and Lisa Ortega do a fantastic job there. My wife came home raving about how wonderful it was. So now I guess, do guys go get brunch together? Like, would you think differently of me if I called up like my boss man Phil here at work, or with some of my other friends and was like, hey guys, want to go get brunch? Like, does that sound weird? Like a lot of times guys like, yo, you want to grab a bite? Like that's kind of what I say. I'm like, yo, you want to grab something to eat? You want to go get a bite real quick? Like, let's go get a bite. I got you. That sort of thing. For a guy to ask another guy out to brunch just sounds, I don't know. It sounds it does not sound right to me at all. So I don't know that I'd invite any guys out to brunch, but I would love to go get a bite to eat during the hours of like 10 a.m. to 12 or 1 p.m. at Ortega's on a Sunday. It sounds delicious because, like I said, my wife came home talking all about it. So if you get a chance to grab brunch, or guys, if you get a chance to go grab a bite during that time frame at Ortega's, it sounds like it's going to be a great time. So that's my shout out to Lisa and Marcella Ortega at Ortega's in downtown Manio. Could definitely go check them out. All right, I'm going to unplug all of my equipment, and I'm now going to take a quest across the bridge as I did last week when I went to Jolly Rogers. I'm going to take another quest and go over to Gallery Row to Sports Zone Gifts and Hobbies over there on Gallery Row. I will give you a better description and accuracy when I get there on where I'm located and how you can go and check the store out. Like I said, brand new business to the Outer Banks. They've jumped on with us here at Outer Banks this week to promote them to the masses, and this is part of their promotion. This is what I want to do. I want to know more about Mr. Jason and his wife and the store and what they're all about. So I'm going to unplug this machine now, and I will see you on the other side of the Washington Baum Bridge and the Melvin Daniels Bridge when we get set up in Nags Head on Gallery Row. So I will see y'all in just a few minutes. The Dare County Farm Bureau Clint Godwin Agency in Manio can help you find the right insurance coverage to fit your needs. Whether it be home, auto, or life, Clint Godwin, Mark Tillett, June Jordan, Joel Groach, Jeremy Tillett, and Ryan Mills will go to work for you to make sure that you're well taken care of. Call them today at 473-2119 or just swing by and pay them a visit at their office in Manio. Dare County Farm Bureau Clint Godwin Agency, serving our community for over 60 years. All right, as I said, I packed up my stuff from my little studio in Manio. I made my way over here to Sports Zone Hobbies and Brianna's Closet. I could not think of it when I was at the studio earlier. I was like, the name of her store, what is it called? It didn't occur to me until I got here. Of course, I saw the sign. Brianna's Closet. Guys, how are y'all today? I got Mr. Jason, Miss Brianna. Is it Baylitz?
Baylitz.
Baylitz. Baylitz. Get a little closer to the mic for me, just a little bit. All right. I'm good at screwing things up. I found that I'm good at being in the way, and I'm good at messing things up, and being in the worst place at the absolute worst time. That's one of my three. That's like the trifecta there. But I feel like I'm in the right place at the right time, because honestly, when I walked in your store today, I got overwhelmed with PSA grades on sports cards, and that's where I geek out. But before we jump into your lovely store right here on Gallery Row, you're like catty corner across from Jewelry by Gail. Need to know a little bit more about you two. I need to know all about you. We're going to start from the beginning. You were born where? No, we won't do all that. But
okay.
Mr. Jason, Miss Brianna, talk to us a little bit about you guys and how you got into collecting and everything like that, and what got you down here to the Outer Banks. Talk to us about that.
Well, we got married in the Outer Banks, so it seemed like a great place to come back to.
So you got married here. Where did you get married?
About 8 houses away.
8 houses away.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool, very cool.
Yeah, Virginia Dare Trail right on the beach. We had both families. It was a great time, and we've been trying to move here and open up a place ever since. So we have another store in Sunbury, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And we're doing the website still out of there. It's Sports Zone Toys and Comics.
Okay.
This shop, Sports Zone Hobbies.
Okay.
So then we added Brianna's Closet to the mix, so she can put her Disney collecting to good use.
Ooh, Disney collecting. That's a big thing. I got a friend of mine who does a lot of local news and reporting. His name is Sam Walker, and he is huge. He goes down to Disney like once every other week and does some sort of like 5K, or just takes his wife and just goes. You know what I mean? So like he'd be apt to check that stuff out for sure.
She made sure we even made our way to Paris for Disney. So we did that as well.
Disney in Paris. Mm-hmm. Disney at the Eiffel Tower.
That's right.
Sounds really romantic. All right. So how did you get into like collecting? Because like I said, I walked in, and I want to talk about all the different things you have in the store, but you moved down here to the Outer Banks. You always wanted to be here type thing. And you're like, I want to open a store down here and I want to captivate that marketplace.
Absolutely.
Okay. So talk to me about how you got into like collecting. Like, did you like collecting cards and stuff like that as a kid? How did you get into that?
Yeah, so it all started with sports cards and starting lineup action figures when I was a kid when they started in 1988.
Oh, wow.
I was a little kid. And my mom had a cookie route. I'd love to go on the cookie route so I could go to all the little stores because they all carried cards back then. Little mom and pop stores. It was great. So I always wanted to go to work because I came home with a pack of cards. And we started that, and then it started doing mall shows and flea markets at like 9 years old.
No kidding.
Yeah. So,
wow.
Long time.
So you had your own setup doing that type of thing. So when you started collecting these cards and everything back in, the 80s, what do you remember of like your first like big time pull when you pulled a card?
My first year was like 1989. So I got to start with one of the coolest sets of that whole generation, which was 89 Score Football.
Okay.
That was the rookie cards. I liked, Thurman Thomas was a rookie in that. Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders.
How about the Barry Sanders?
Troy Aikman. Like everybody was 89 Score. Derek Thomas. All those guys. So that's when I started. And I liked football more than baseball. A little bit of baseball and basketball, but like
respect.
Big football.
Gotcha.
So that's what started it all.
Okay, see, now there's one card, and you may be able to find it. Like I found it, but I hesitate to pull the trigger on it. The elusive 1989 baseball upper deck Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card.
Had that one always. Yeah, that was like the most popular sold and traded card at every show I'd go to in the
I bet
90s. Yeah, it was for everybody.
Well, I've been kind of hit and miss. Like I'll look at one online, then I'll go to buy it and I'll stop myself because it's like I don't know. Like I've always wanted one, so I'm willing to bet that if I'm going to get one though, I'm probably going to go through you to help me find it because I trust your judgment there. So you've been collecting, you started doing card shows, and now we're here with the store. And y'all, we got to get Miss Brianna. You got to jump on the mic real quick.
Let's talk.
Big
Nolan
lean
Ryan
into that
collector.
thing.
Come on. Collected those Nolan Ryans when you were a kid.
Nolan Ryans?
Nolan Ryan was my guy.
You were a Nolan Ryan collector.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Jose Canseco.
Jose Canseco. And a lot of ladies like Jose Canseco back in the day,
But what about the number one team, Brianna, for you? Joe Cool?
Oh, the 49ers. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Okay.
Montana.
So you did your own card collecting back in the day, not just the Disney stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were
A little bit.
Okay. So we've gotten down here. We've got your store. We're on Driftwood right here that kind of connects the highways, the bypass and the beach road. Yeah. Jewelry by Gale kind of catty-cornered from us, just to give people an idea of your location here in Nags Head. Now, talk about some of the things that are in the store here, some of the different things. Because when I walked in, of course, I got overwhelmed with the sports cards. That's what I go to. I look behind you right now, Miss Brianna, and I see WWE action figures. My oldest child, he's going to look at the baseball cards, but then he's going straight to those action figures. Okay.
We went to some WWE events together. How about it, Brianna?
Oh,
Did you go to WrestleMania together? That would be like the ultimate date,
That's
in my
the
opinion.
ultimate. It was Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw. Okay. I've taken my wife to a Monday Night Raw too, and a SmackDown. She was a big Roman Reigns fan for a little while. And then she liked Drew McIntyre. I don't understand. I think they're whatever. But anyway, so we've got a sport card. Let's talk about some of the other things in the store. I see cars. I see trucks. I see. Let's talk about some of this stuff.
Yeah, well, cars, trucks. How about boats and airplanes?
Boats and airplanes. Like
everything's remote control in the shop. We have also die cast, but the remote control stuff, everything you need to start the hobby or fix parts to fix what you've broken. So, if you're running RC cars and you're having fun, you're going to break stuff. So we'd like to have the parts to fix them too, and the tools.
And that's important. You're a collector. You like to use and play with those types of toys and whatnot to be able to fix them. Because a lot of times when they break, you're like, oh, there's $100 gone or whatever. But it's like if you've got the tools and the parts to be able to repair them. Now, can you do repairs here? Will you do those types of things or?
some small repairs. I'm trying to hire.
I got you.
Somebody. If I'm busy, obviously.
We had a gentleman in here a moment ago that actually he was looking for some propellers, wasn't he, Miss Brianna? Was that? And you were able to get him squared away. And he actually does a lot of the aviation. He's a consultant for First Flight High School, I guess, with their aircraft that they're building. So, I mean, that's almost like an accreditation with him coming in and being like, all right, this place is legit, when you get that kind of stamp from somebody like that, it's like, okay. And I mean, I've been on the phone trying to get up with a buddy of mine here lately to let him know he needs to get over here and look at some of your cards because he'll be dropping Benjamins in your hand for some of it, I can tell you.
We have a really wide range. Brianna, of course, bring Disney. She brought the whole Lorcana to the store. So there's Lorcana, there's Pokemon, which is probably, catch them all. I mean, it's the biggest thing going right now. And we have a selection of ETBs, booster boxes, tins, pencil cases, binders, portfolios, sleeves, holders, whatever you need. We have it. And we go back 10 years. And so we have not only the new stuff, but vintage stuff as well, which is really fun, and singles and graded singles.
Okay. Let me ask you this, just from collector to collector here. What would you consider to be your your own personal collection that you don't sell? What is your most prized collected card that you have?
Well, that's easy. That's the Tom Brady Bowman Chrome 2000 BGS 95 Gem Mint in my collection.
Shut the front door.
That's the big one.
That's your big one.
That's
2000?
2000, his rookie card.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You're talking rookie season.
One of the only cards made. Bowman was the only one that was in the Patriots uniform. The other ones were all like doctored up or red, just practice jersey. So that's why that card's worth more than any of the other Tom Brady's.
So that is your prized possession card.
Right next to the Tom Brady statue, we got the card.
The Tom Brady statue. It's almost like he's creating a Tom Brady shrine over here.
Well, I'm working on it. So
okay, so that gives some legitimacy to your collection, to your ability to spot good cards, be able to grade the cards, be able to look at the cards and have an idea of, oh, you got something there, or man, you can get them 12 or 10 cents or a dime a dozen down the street, depending on where you shop.
Yeah.
Like that's.
I was trying to match my wife's. I mean, she had the Joe Montana autograph and then the Joe Montana card, and I have to, got a rival. From the 80s goat to the 2000s goat.
Yeah, Joe Montana. No kid, Miss Brandon, you got the Joe Montana?
Yep.
What?
Nice.
See, that's beautiful. Like that's like the card power couple there.
Yeah.
When it comes right down to it, like y'all are like the card collector power couple. Now, we talked a little bit about what we have with the RC cars, the different boats and the parts and everything that you can do. And I mean, all the collections, the action figure, you've got Hot Wheels. My little one, my 4-year-old, I'm not going to be able to leave out of here without getting he loves his Hot Wheels, loves his cars. I'll pick him up from the sitter and he's like, Daddy, Hot Wheels. And I'm like, we're going home to play with Hot Wheels,
That's great. That's great. I did too.
He's got, oh yeah.
We have models. We have models.
Oh,
you can build your own car with models.
Oh, I see the GT350 Shelby, the 67 down there. It's built. I was looking at those and I was like, are those puzzles or are they cars?
That's cars. Yeah, Corvettes, Camaros, Mustangs, Chargers, Challengers, Jeeps. I mean,
Jeeps.
Lots of fun over there.
Very cool. So again, I mean, all the different types of hobbies that you can be involved with. I mean, it seems like you've got the run of the mill
action figures. We have, if you like to collect, movies and musicians and TV shows, we have.
Oh, shut up! You got Office, Godzilla,
Transformers, G.I. Joe. Yeah, Godzilla. We have a nice collection,
dude. Godzilla.
I see ODB there, the rapper.
Oh my gosh!
There's mutants. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Wow.
Lots of that's nostalgia from the 80s and 90s. So we cover all that. And sports action figures. I think I didn't even get to show you that yet.
Yeah, I haven't been over there yet. I'm making my way. But again, after we end this podcast, I'm probably going to be in here for another hour just looking around. And I guarantee you're gonna get some money from me before we leave today. That's guaranteed. So let's talk about Brianna's closet just real. What is the concept? What are we trying to? What's going on with Brianna's closet? Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about how it all started?
That's what I was going to do.
Yeah, let's go there.
Well, Jason, he takes me to a trade show in New York City.
Oh, okay.
So we're looking for different items to buy, different things to. So we go buy all these Disney purses. So I'm like, oh, where are they? So we ended up signing up with an account with them, and that's how Brianna's Closet kind of came about.
Okay.
So it's all Loungefly. So if you go to any Disney park, you'll see Loungefly bags there.
Okay.
So we brought them to the Outer Banks.
Very cool.
So there's backpacks, purses, wallets. There's new belt bags. Yep. Lanyards, pins.
How about the biggest thing? So let's talk about the logo a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, tell me about the logo.
So the Brianna's Closet logo, when we wanted to do the store in the Outer Banks, I hired a cartoonist to basically do the logo. And she said, well, what do you want it to be? And I said, well, I want it to be after my most prized pup, Crosby, and my wife walking him because they walk on the beach all the time. So we did a character of them with her purse and the leash, Crosby and Brianna.
Okay.
And that's how the logo became.
I was looking at the logo and I was like, the dog and walking on the. Okay. All right.
So-
okay.
Well, Loungefly has a whole pet line. So we have harnesses and leashes and collars. So that's why we have me walking
Okay.
the dog.
And
So,
treat bags even,
Yeah.
which Crosby's favorite of all.
Yeah.
It's the treat bag.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. That's definitely a cool concept for the logo and everything like that. So I saw that you had some, it looked like, and this is where you need to correct me if I'm wrong, 3D printed like snakes or something, maybe, yeah.
Dragons and
Okay.
snakes.
Again, back to my 4-year-old who loves his Hot Wheels. He also loves snakes. And those 3D printed snakes are the coolest. Because they're not just like a piece of plastic in the big shape of a snake. They actually articulate and move like a snake. And I mean, now they obviously don't bite you. They're not real, but just the way they look and the way you can move them around, you hold them. I mean, it's just it's just like a skeleton of a snake or something. I don't know how to describe it exactly, but they're really cool looking. Do y'all have a 3D printer?
So we don't. It's a friend of ours that does it for us. And that's something new that we've gotten into to go to some of the markets and festivals down here with. So we're going to do those in the summer. And yeah, we have dogs. We did basically the whole ocean. So anything you can find in the ocean, we pretty much have. And then we added snakes just because, like you said, they were really cool.
Yeah.
Dragons.
And dragons and dogs.
Cool.
So we have a good selection of that wide variety of those.
Dude, those things are, I mean, it's crazy what those printers can do, but like just how detailed they are and like there's the different figurines and the different things like you have in there. It's pretty rad.
You can just touch on back on the closet too. I wanted to
back to the closet.
Brianna, talk about your clothing. You didn't talk about the clothing.
Yes.
Yeah. Loungefly does have a full line of clothing.
Okay.
We have t-shirts and sweatshirts right now, and they're all licensed. So all of Loungefly is licensed. There's not just Disney.
Okay.
So there's Warner Brothers. Right now we have
Universal.
a Jaws backpack. It's pretty cool.
Oh.
So yeah, they have a whole Harry Potter, Snoopy.
Yeah.
Peanuts is a huge line for them.
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss each month. So the coolest thing about it is if you come in this month, you'll never see that item again. Every month they come out with a new line and it's never made again. So it's almost kind of like it's collectible too, because once they make a style, that's gone. And then they just continually get new licenses and new things that they add each month. So really fun.
That's okay. Look, you know what? That's the best kind of alarm system to let you know that somebody's in the store. That's totally.
Yeah. So
Adds to the ambiance.
Yeah, just to finish up there for her, but they have like the ears that you wear at Disney. And hoodies, and I'm getting to know the stuff because I'm putting it away and helping her all the time. So lots of things you wouldn't think of. They did it.
Oh my gosh.
So like Halloween time, we get a whole load of Halloween themed,
That's
Christmas
pretty rad.
themed, and all the seasons. It's pretty neat. So yeah, interesting.
Very cool. So monthly, it kind of rotates, and what was in the month before, you'll never see again type stuff.
So we have the only Jaws bags on the Outer Banks.
Ooh, I love it. All right, so we've got the store. We're kind of open, but we got a grand opening coming up.
We do, and we'd like to celebrate that with everybody here on the Outer Banks. That is going to be April the 17th, which is a Thursday at 4 o'clock.
Right here at the store.
Have some fun giveaways, just thanking you for coming in.
Ooh, I love giveaways.
Everybody does. Yeah. So that'll be fun, and a ribbon cutting, and we joined the Chamber of Commerce to help us with this, and they're going to put this event on with us. So it's very excited to be a part of that, and all the other businesses. We would love to just meet other business owners here on the Outer Banks, and share some stories and good time.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's April 17th. Thursday, April 17th, 4 o'clock, right here at the store on Driftwood. What is this, Avenue? Driftwood Street?
East Driftwood.
East Driftwood. Man, you on the East Driftwood side of things. I almost feel like, anyway.
If you're driving down Virginia Dare Trail, you'll see the signs. We put flags out every day, and
you got a beautiful I mean, the signage and everything like that, it's beautiful right out there on the storefront. And I mean, you got a nice location. You're in a great spot. I mean, a stone throw from the beach, a stone throw from just anywhere, really. I mean, you got some. I honestly, before I came over here, I went over to Shakas, the new little spot over here that was Mahi's, and I thought the food was great. I mean, it's a great little spot there. So, I mean, you're in a good little spot here on this part of the road. There's cars going back and forth all the time. So, I mean, you're going to get a lot of good exposure, and hopefully this podcast will help drive some people in the door, because I know a lot of my listeners are collectors of different things like you have in this store, and they'll be very interested in coming in and checking things out. So, online, we got to get on that.
We're online. You can check us out on Facebook.
Okay.
Sports Zone Toys and Hobbies. Also,
Brianna's Closet, OBX.
Okay.
And we have Instagram as well, Sports Zone Hobbies.
Okay. I'm going to add you on my Instagram right now.
So thank you for that.
Yes, I got this.
And we also we have a lot of fun with cards, and that is one of my most favorite things. So we have a YouTube channel as well. That is called Sports Zone Toys and Comics, and we basically break a box of all the new cards that come out, so you can see if it's something that you might be interested in with, just for fun. You can watch it, see if you like it. Come on in and get a box. And then we do a lot of racing with the cars, and just messing around with boats on the Sound, and, jumping trucks on the sand dunes and having a good time. So you can check those videos out. And soon we are going to have a racetrack here in the parking lot to run low-C NASCARs. So they're like a 1/14th scale NASCAR car, and you can rent them or bring your own, and you'll be able to run those on this inflatable track that we have in the parking lot.
That's
I think
rad.
people really enjoy that.
Oh, absolutely. That's pretty rad.
That's going to be fun.
Definitely cool. Well, I'm hoping that we can get a lot of people to turn out and check your store out on the grand opening on April 17th. Again, I'm going to be here for sure. I've already put it on my calendar, and I've blocked off all the time around it. So just have a baseball practice later on that afternoon. But if I'm a few minutes late, I think it'll be okay. So I'm going to bring my oldest for sure, because like I said, he'll walk in here, he'll look at the cars, but then when he sees them WWE action figures, he'll be like, Daddy, I need that one. Wait, no, I need that one. Can I get both? I can hear him right now. So you guys got a great store. Looking forward to continue to do work with you all. Anything I can do to continue to help promote you guys and let people know about your whereabouts. My buddy that I was trying to call earlier actually just tried to call. So I'm going to call him back as soon as we wrap this thing up. I'm trying to get on FaceTime with him so I can kind of walk him, do a little walkthrough with him just to kind of get him excited. So Sports Zone Hobbies, Brianna's Closet right here on Driftwood Street, East Driftwood. Say it that way. Right in between the bypass and the beach road. What are we, mileposts?
10 1/4.
10 1/4. Okay, see, that's where these mileposts get me messed up sometimes. I'm used to saying right across from, or catty cornered from Jewelry by Gail, right across from certain places. People are like, what milepost is that? I'm like, I don't know. It's
we know
across to this place.
We've learned it's important. It's on all the
ads.
Yes.
Well, guys, I appreciate it. Thank you for giving me a few minutes today to talk about the store, and look forward to continuing to do some work with y'all.
Sounds great. Thank you, Justin.
Absolutely.
This is Doug Brindley. As the owner of Brindley Beach Vacations and Sales, I can fix anything. Definitely an advantage of other companies. I grew up as a lifeguard here in the 70s and understand the way the Outer Banks works. As a long-distance swimmer at ECU, I learned how to work hard on my goals for success. Experience? I've been in the vacation rental business since 1984. I'm always available to meet with you or talk with you as a homeowner. Get in touch with me, Doug Brindley, today. The locations in Corolla, Duck, Kitty Hawk, and Hatteras Island, and online at brindleybeach.com.
Yes, don't get frustrated. Get Doug on Brindley Beach Vacations and Sales. Yes, Doug Brindley's a super great dude, too. I see him from time to time, different places. And I saw he was at the O-Bar charity bowling tournament a few weeks ago, and I was emceeing it, and somebody was like getting aggravated at their bowling score. And I looked right at him, and I had the microphone. And I said, don't get frustrated. Get Doug. And Doug was standing right there. He just kind of laughed. But great people there at Brindley Beach Vacations and Sales. All right. Hey, I've made my way back to the studio from being over at Sports Zone Hobbies, and now I want to take a look at some events. All the events that I'm going to mention can be found online at outerbanksthisweek.com. Okay, outerbanksthisweek.com. Click on the events tab, and there they are. All right, let's start with this coming Friday, March 28th. I'm looking. It looks like the Friday night flights are continuing at Fire Tender in Manio at the Hotel Manio. I'm pretty sure Fire Tender, the restaurant, that's right there connected to the hotel. They got their Friday night flights going on. Buffalo City over in Powell's Point. Point Harbor. I keep messing that up. They got live music with the Dockside Duo going on. Tom V and Dave are going to be at New Vines on Friday evening from 6:30 to 9:30 in downtown Manio. Let's see what's going on Saturday. Vacation in Paradise at Buffalo City Distillery in Point Harbor. Oh, Sam on the sax is going to be at New Vines. Now she's something else. Great saxophonist or saxophone player or however you say it. That's something that's going to be really cool at New Vines on Saturday, March 29th from 6:30 to 9:30. Winter and spring concert series. What is this? This is Bluegrass Island. Join us at the Indoor Theater, Roanoke Island Festival Park for a great night of music. Doors are going to open at 6:30 and the show's going to start at 7. Beer, wine, and refreshments will be available for purchase. There's only 250 seats per show. Again, so this is one of looks like 4 shows that they've done. This will be the 3rd one that they've done out of the 4. The Malpass brothers will be there at the Roanoke Island Festival Park Indoor Theater for Bluegrass Island Nights. That's this coming Friday night, Saturday, March 29th, starting at 7 o'clock. What is Sandio Banks Pop-Up Irish Bar? Okay. Pop-Up Irish Pub, excuse me. That's going on at Bonzer Shack. Looks like it's every weekend at Bonzer Shack. This is something that's been going on since March 12th. So check out Bonzer Shack for this pop-up Irish pub-inspired food and drink. Oh, yeah. So that's going on now. It looks like this is the last weekend for it. So the 29th and the 30th. Last weekend for that. Looking down the line a little bit further, there's Dinner in the Dark coming up on Tuesday, April 1st at NC Coast in Southern Shore. That's up in Duck, NC Coast. Dinner in the Dark. Why would you want to eat dinner in the dark? Oh, gosh, this looks like it would be really cool. Distinctive dining adventure with dinner. Okay, this includes a 6-course curated meal with cocktail pairings, live music, and communal table dining style. Seating is limited. It looks like from the photos, you're blindfolded. So like they put the food in front of you and they tell you to taste it or whatever, and that's how this works. So this is going to start at 6 o'clock Tuesday, April 1st. It's like an April Fool's Day kind of thing. Dang, I forgot April Fool's Day was coming up. Figure out how to fool my parents, my wife, or somebody. Nah, I don't want to do it to my wife because she'll probably like beat me up. But like, okay, this could be really cool. This is something that looks like it would be a heck of a lot of fun going on over at, was it NC Coast up in Duck? That's going to be really fun. Looking on down the line into next week, April 2nd, we got some things going on at the town of Duck, Buffalo City Children and Youth Partnership. The Pioneer Theater's got Pretty Woman walking down the street. Remember the Richard Gere, who was that? What's her name? Richard Gere and I can't think of her name right now. Julia Roberts. Finally got it. That's playing at the Pioneer Theater. Let's see. The Bruin Station's got some things going on Thursday, April 3rd. Looks like the Elizabethan Gardens has a butterfly house release going on Thursday, April 3rd in the middle of the day as well. That looks like it's something that could be interesting. Oh, a tour of the British Isles. Something going on. Look at this. At Lost Colony Tavern in downtown Manteo. That's something taking place on Friday, April 4th. But hey, look, Taste of the Beach is coming up that same weekend as well. Lots of great activities for Taste of the Beach. Goodness gracious, that list is going on and on and on Friday, April 4th. Same thing with Saturday, April 5th. Taste of the Beach. Lots of fun things going on there. And same thing with Sunday, April 6th. What is this? Bubbles and Bloodies brunch at Black Pelican that weekend. There's another brunch for you, though. Sunday, April 6th. So again, go online right now to OuterBanksThisWeek.com. Take a look at all the different things, the events, the different parties and things that are taking place, whether it be trivia, whether it be live music, whether it be karaoke, all going on. You can find those list of those events and more at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. Just click on that events tab. All right, quick break. Actually, no quick break. We're going to roll right into this whole thing. We're going to wrap this thing up. I don't know that I forgot anything. I really don't think I did. If I did, though, let me know. Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com, and I'll gladly recover it next week. Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. I tell you, I really do love hearing from my listeners. If you get a chance to send me an email or shoot me a text or whatever, my man Adam up in Virginia Beach, man, my man lets me know every time a podcast comes out, his likes, his dislikes, different things he would like for me to talk more about. And I do my best to cover said things. So I appreciate any bit of input, any feedback I can get, any leads for any sort of content. Helps me out a lot because content is something that I rarely turn away. Rarely will I turn away any content. I had to one time because there was some controversial things that I had a gentleman wanting to talk about. I just couldn't do it. I just could not do it. I mean, I'd stay away from the politics. I try to stay away from the religion. You may hear me talk about the local churches because I'm a church-going individual. But when it comes to political things, anything that can be considered controversial, try my best to stay away from it, man. I'm here to educate you and to help you learn of different places and different people here on the Outer Banks that you may enjoy going to one of the establishments or engaging with some of these individuals to learn more about whatever their specific study or whatever their specific topic is. That's my goal with the Outer Banks This Week podcast, to keep you informed and entertained with things that you can be a part of while here on the Outer Banks. So please, if you have any questions, anything you want to know about me, anything you want to know about the Outer Banks specifically, I'll do my best to find those answers. Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. And I look forward to hearing from you. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Outer Banks This Week podcast. I appreciate Mr. Jason and his wife having me on over at Sports Zone Hobbies. What a great place, great store. I guarantee you're going to find something that you love in there. I'm a big baseball card collector. They got some of those in there. So, I'm going to spend some time in there and probably spend quite a bit of money. So keep that in mind. Lots of cool stuff going on over there. So I appreciate them. But again, it's going to do it for me here on the Outer Banks This Week podcast, episode 108, all brought to you by Kelly's Automotive in Manteo, online at kellysobxauto.com, and all powered by Outer Banks Pest Control, online at outerbanks-pestcontrol.com. I'm going to head on out of here. I'll see y'all again next week. What do I got coming on next week? Next week, I believe it is Chef Mac Boobin and his dad coming on. Let me double check. I got to look at my calendar. Yes, it is the Sea Chef Dockside Kitchen podcast. That's going to be next week, part of the Oregon Inland Fishing Center. And that's going to be a blast. Now, I'm telling you, what a fantastic place, y'all. We're going to have Mr. Mac Boobin and his dad come on to talk about the Sea Chef Dockside Kitchen, so you're not going to want to miss it. But again, I'm going to head out of here. I'll be back next week. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Y'all take care now. Bye-bye.
This has been another radical edition of the Outer Banks This Week podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe, follow us on social media, and listen every Thursday for a new episode.